time is it, Joe?
The Shift with Mike and Joe.
Okay, welcome to The Shift with Mike and Joe. This is episode 26, I believe.
Sounds about right.
I believe. Sounds about right. We got our new intro song. Please let us know in the comments what you think of the new intro song that I recorded entirely by myself.
I was there when you did that all by yourself.
You were hanging out. You were hanging out. Now, Mike recorded all the guitar, and I did contribute some vocals to it that I did not auto-tune. I was perfectly in pitch.
Yeah, absolutely.
So who's this episode sponsored by, Mike?
Oh, this episode is sponsored by the Kent Island Academy of Music. More on them later.
Oh, Kent Island Academy of Music, not Michael Waskey Music.
Well, it's kind of like both.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But honestly, can I change it? Is it too late to
Yes.
change
No,
it?
you can change it. Yeah.
This episode is sponsored by Michael Waskey Music. If you need wonderful live music at your next private event, hit me up.
That's pretty good. You do play wonderful live music.
I do. It's eclectic and
Love it.
and universal.
Oh, eclectic. And isn't that kind of the same? Well,
Yeah,
it's not
eclectic's
exactly the
like
same.
wide range of genres. Universal's like that. It spans like generations. You know.
Okay, fair enough. We have our first female guests on today. Welcome. Jeri Lynn and Mo, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for hanging out while we worked out all the technical kinks. We spent 4 hours yesterday getting this room perfect, and then there were still... Mike broke the mic stands. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, let's get it out there.
Really be honest about really what happened. I bought these amazing new mic stands, and Mike broke them the minute they came out of the box.
Dude, I was like cranking it. This thing's broken.
No, I would like to say, I can't remember what the guy's name is. He's a YouTuber, and he recommended these Elgato mic stands, highly recommended, and they suck.
Yeah.
So
I
whatever
told
your
you
name
that
is.
As soon as they got out of the box, and you didn't believe me.
Yeah, that's true.
They suck.
We basically argued about it all day yesterday. I was like, "This thing sucks," and Joe's like, "No, dude, you're doing it wrong. It's broken.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's
I
fine."
really wanted to just blame it on you.
Yeah, but
I'm still gonna blame it on
that's
you.
fine.
How's yours working out?
Oh, perfect.
Mike's isn't the only one with the problem.
Joe obviously gave me the broken one.
Yeah, that's what I did. All right, so enough blabbering. You wanna let's
Yeah.
talk to our guests.
So you are well, first of all, I met you guys at Bridges, which is a restaurant that Joe and I both play at. So you're in the service industry, and that's fine. We can talk about that at some point too.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, dude, I mean, absolutely.
That's how I approached Mike. So
But you also are in the realty game, right? Mm-hmm. So tell us what your roles are, because you're not the same person in the realty game. You have different roles. Why don't you start?
Oh,
us
okay.
off, Jeri Lynn?
correct. So I am a realtor here on Kent Island at Long and Foster. I have had my license for about a year now. And I actually had my license with another broker in Annapolis, and great person, great to learn from, just didn't really have time to mentor me. So I came over here to Long and Foster, and the training is impeccable. Tom Richardson, who's the managing broker there, guides me, helps me, what a new agent needs. And the content that we have for marketing and things to that nature is impeccable. Like, it's amazing.
What do you mean by content? Like,
So we have a marketing website where we do our open houses at, or we can create our own pieces with pictures and things like that we have for social media.
okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
I never thought about like realtor training, but I mean that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get your license and that's all fine and good. You pass your test, but you
Right.
really need somebody to walk with you during
Yeah.
your first couple transactions, and you need that mentorship.
What's involved with like getting a realtor license? Like, what are the questions? What is the first question on the test?
Oh, well.
Like, what kind of content is on that kind of like test, I guess?
So it's nothing that you actually use in real life.
Like most tests, yeah.
Correct. They talk about how many feet are in an acre. And then they really...
Me.
I was going to say 5,000 and something, but that's how many feet are in a mile. Not an acre.
To be honest, I don't even remember. But that's why we have our notes.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, a lot of the questions, are worded for you to like really read and pay attention.
Detail.
Yeah, attention to detail for sure, because the contracts that you're dealing with, there's a lot of attention to detail when you're putting together an offer for a buyer or when you're reading over an HOA document, which could be 350 pages long. It just depends.
Do you guys have like templates that you adjust, or do you have a lawyer that writes every contract, or do you write it, or how's that work?
So as a realtor, one of the tools that we get to use is the sales contract. If you're not a realtor, you cannot use that. So it's pretty much you're filling in all of the information that we use on our CRM, but it's a contract from the state of Maryland, and it changes.
What's a CRM?
Customer relationship management tool.
That's interesting. I use one too, called Honeybook. That's like kind of geared towards like photographers and videographers. But it's something else I never thought about. Like I think Josh mentioned using a CRM.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of doing a similar kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, there's.
You've got to, because as
Right.
humans, we can't remember everything.
I know,
mean,
and emails get lost, and there's like spam emails and everything.
correct, like your clients' birthdays or like
Right.
just little tasks.
Oh yeah, because you guys always send, or not you guys, but I always get a birthday card from my realtor.
From your realtor.
I'm like, this is going in the trash.
Your realtor's watching.
I got a Christmas card from my accountant. And I was like, like Trish, I mean, you're a really nice lady and everything, but like, I mean, it was thoughtful, but I was like a Christmas card from my accountant.
Yeah, but it's like putting it front of mind, right? So that next time maybe the
Tax
accountant,
season's
but,
coming
like,
up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Marketing strategy.
Yeah,
It is indeed.
Don't use anybody else. That's what she was telling you.
Yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
been great. Trish, I love you.
We have a compact, Joseph.
I appreciate your card.
So how did what led you to realty in the first place?
So I was laid off of my full-time job back in June of 2024.
Male stripper?
I was laid off of that job, and I was in telecommunications. So I worked for Comcast for 10 years, and I left them and went to a company by the name of Crown Castle. And we own most of the cell towers throughout the United States. Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, they lease space off of those towers.
Okay.
But we also have a fiber infrastructure backbone to our business as well, and that's what I did for them. And I got my license, and they literally called me and asked me to come back within the same time frame of getting licensed. So I do both.
Oh, you do?
Oh, you went back to it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So because it takes a while to build real estate up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people do have a full-time job and do real estate at the same time, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of a common.
In the beginning, I mean, and then I think they
Right.
let some things go, and then I bartend too, so I do a lot of things.
I gotcha.
Busy lady. Yeah. So how about you, Mo? How'd you get into this?
So my really good friend, best friend actually, her husband owns a brokerage in New Orleans, and one day I was sitting on the couch and I was like, I want to do something different. So I called him. Real estate has always been like a thing to me, but I've always wanted to be on the loan side. And I called him one day and he said, take the test. What's the worst that could happen? And
Did you just take the test? You didn't like?
I
study for it?
studied,
Okay.
but I will tell you that test is the passing rate's 42%.
Oh, wow.
So I failed the first time. I studied for like 8 months. I failed the second time. And then I quit my full-time job and I was like, I got to study. I got to pass this test because this is what I want to do. My second full-time job because I was still full-time at Bridges.
Okay.
And then December 10th last year, I went in, took the test, and I passed.
Is this the same test you're talking about? she's
No,
talking
it's
about?
a different.
Okay.
Yeah. So
'Cause
mine's
your loan.
Yeah. Yes. Mine's the mortgage test. So yeah, I've been doing it for a little over a year now. Same thing. I started out with a different company, great people, great guys. But my best friend's husband called me one day and offered me to come down there, mentor me, and he's been great. It's been a great company to switch to and work for. And we've been closing deals since I've switched to them. So, yeah.
So does it usually like? Are you doing all real estate loans, right, or other types of loans too?
Yes, mostly real estate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you develop a relationship with someone like Jeri Lynn, and then she comes to you and says, "We have this person that wants to buy a house. What can you do?" Or is that?
Yeah.
or do you
So
go
what
out
I
and
do
search
is
them
we
for
kind
them,
of
or-
connect through via text or email. I will pre-qualify them over the phone, which isn't a detailed process. It's just like, hey, what do you think you make a year? What do you think your assets and liabilities are? What do you think you can afford? And then, if they want to further it, we start the process with the application, which gets you pre-approved. And and then that lets me get a little bit more detail, pull credit, see what they actually have as far as debts and liabilities, and go from there.
You ever find any big surprise, the big people be like, that didn't know they had a debt, or like someone took debt out in their name or something like that?
No, not yet. I think the biggest surprise is when I pull credit and people are like, what? You know, like, oh, I don't 800. And I'm like, yeah, actually. But like I said, when, if that does happen, I give them the tools and the resources, especially me, to help them get their credit built up or something paid off to get it to where it needs to be.
Okay. Cool.
And then we continue the process.
And so you work with Jeri Lynn's not the only realtor you work with, I'm assuming, right?
Yes, I have a couple referral partners that refer to me. And that's the biggest thing in the beginning. Like we said, it's like building the trust with people, and especially with real estate agents, to send their clients to you. And then just building a relationship with actual clients to make sure that they stick with you through the process.
So when how do I ask this? Is it less likely, or what's the difference between someone who comes to you and says, like, I have a regular job and I make, let's say, $30,000 a year, versus someone who's self-employed and makes either like the same or more? Is there less likely that you'll get a loan one way or the other, or is it?
No, it's just, if you're self-employed, we get different documentation.
Okay.
So you would, you need history of your tax records to prove that you make income from being
just the
self-employed.
taxes,
Yeah.
And what about if you're like somebody like Joe? No, I'm just kidding. Somebody like
No,
me that
decline.
doesn't use credit. Like, I don't have. I mean, I do have like a mortgage at the moment, but like, other than that, like, I don't use credit. Does that matter? there
I mean,
different
you have a
documentation?
mortgage, so
Okay.
you're building credit. But
What
if
if I
you,
didn't have a mortgage?
I mean, you do have a car. You have a car payment.
No.
Have you ever had a car payment?
No.
Well, you'd have to build some credit.
Yeah.
To prove that you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you really, so like,
Do you have a Christmas tree in your house?
Yeah, because like no credit is worse than bad credit.
No
right?
credit's worse than bad
Yeah,
credit.
yeah.
Because you have no history of making payments, so how can we prove that you?
what about like rent payments or like, that kind of thing?
Well, I mean, that's good
Insurance
if
payments
you're
and stuff
if you're making things on time, but you haven't taken out a loan to pay back a debt. That makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I did, and maybe you don't know the answer to this, but what if I did when I was like 18 and I did it for like, 10 years, did the whole credit thing and then stopped? Would that even matter?
I don't believe so.
Okay. It's got to be pretty recent.
Yeah, I think it's like 10 years of credit history is what they go off of.
Okay.
If I'm correct.
But if my credit score was good, it wouldn't matter. Like if
But you wouldn't have a good credit score if you.
I actually do, which is surprising.
Well, you have a mortgage.
Oh, okay. That's probably
Yeah,
right.
that's yeah.
Okay.
And if that's the only credit or the only debt you have, then yes, your credit's probably very good.
Yeah, your debt to income ratio is like
High.
But the credit history is what is lacking.
Yes.
And they take into consideration all that stuff. What if I give Mike a loan for like $100 and he gives me 50 cents back every day, every week?
Every week. Yeah, let's not push it.
Let's not push it. It's kind of pricey.
I will report to the credit bureau for you, Mike.
Yeah.
No, I was just curious. So like, we have had a mortgage, so it like when we were thinking about moving at one point, and we went and it wasn't an issue. They asked for our taxes, like you said, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I was just curious for somebody that didn't have, like, that had no debt. So it sounds like you'd have to accrue some debt.
Yeah, I mean, right now it's like I have no like substantial loans, so I have little things like credit card debt or whatever. But it would be hard for me to even go get a car loan right now.
But you
I
could
don't
probably
have-
go to college. They'd probably give you like a $400,000.
Of course they would, because they know you'll be indebted with it forever.
right.
Can
Yeah.
we get you, ma'am?
Yeah, right.
They want to trap you.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is kind of wild because a loan like that is pretty easy to get. So like, that's what they just want to make money off of you. So like, why wouldn't they just, some loans they'll give you more than you need, and then like something for like a house that you need, they're like, I don't know, Mike, your credit score is 799, but you don't have any other.
Come on.
But I also don't think it is as hard as some people think it is either.
Yeah.
Like at all. Like it really isn't. I mean, the first step is, I think, people putting themselves in the position, if they want to buy, to get the pre-approval letter from a lender, Mo or whomever. Sometimes, they have their own person. The buyer can choose to who they want to work with. So if I say, here's an introduction with Mo, and they talk with her, and they might go shop her, because a lot of people do that, it's not that hard.
So that brings up another question. Like, I would initially think like the interest rate if based on your information, but like different firms, I guess you call them firms?
Lenders.
Can offer like different interest rates.
Yeah, so I work for a brokerage. You have brokerage side, retail side. Retail side's going to be like your banks, your credit unions, your like big corporate mortgage companies.
Okay.
So what I do is I can shop lenders. So I think we have over 60 some lenders with my company, which means I can shop rates, I can shop fees, I can shop costs, all the things that incorporate with buying a house. And I have wiggle room to lessen those things.
Okay.
Whereas if you go with retail, it's like a one-way street, and that's the way it's going.
Okay.
That's the rate. That's it.
Yeah. So
It sounds like there's variable. It's not just the interest rate. It's interest rate and fees and what maybe other things. Okay.
So what kind of like an analogy is like you are shopping to go on vacation. You get a travel agent. They shop all the best deals, and then they come at you with the best deals. So that's kind of like what we do on the mortgage side.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Versus like if I just went to United and said, "What's my flight going to cost?" And
Right.
it is what it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And do the people? Sorry, I don't know these terms, but the lenders that your brokerage works with, do you have some say in like if you go to one of them and say like, look, they really want to do this, but the interest rate's just like a little bit too high. Can we adjust?
Sometimes they will look into it and see what they can do on their side. So with the lenders, we have account executives. That's who we would contact and be like, look, these people want to close this deal. They found somebody that is doing a quarter less than we are. What can we do to help them?
Okay. So
what can we do to win the deal over? And usually they come up with a solution 9 times out of 10.
Okay. Cool. So how'd you guys hook up? Like,
I've known Mo for a long time.
Yeah.
pseudo team?
So my husband and her used to work together at Maggiano's in Annapolis.
Okay.
And that's how I originally met Mo. And then her and I became friends after, not like right after that, but we all kind of hung out. But moving over here and just having some of the same interests, we've become very close. And we work at Bridges together.
Yeah.
So we tag team on the real estate side and the lender side.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you get into it about a year ago too?
Yeah. So, I tried to get into it back in 2021, but my, couple fails of the
I was
test.
gonna blame it on Mike.
But yeah, no, I passed last December and I've been doing it since then.
Okay, so last December.
Yeah.
Okay,
So 2024. Yeah, it's 2025 right now.
so pretty similar timelines here.
I think you were like 2 weeks before me that you passed your test. I went on December 29th. So I took my test 2 days before December 29th. I passed the national piece and the state piece. I ran out of time. I would have literally had to have gotten every question right. So when you go back to take the test, you don't have to take both pieces, which was nice. So when I went back, I took the state piece. And when I came home and I didn't pass the state piece, I wasn't very happy. So I went online to find all the timed tests that I could pay for to get me right back on track when I went back 2 days later. Cause I was like, I'll be back in 2 days. What's the soonest I can come back? They're like, tomorrow. I was like, can't do that. I'll be back the next day. So just had to go back and take the state piece and passed it. And yeah.
So how do you structure your time as a real estate agent? Is it up to you when you work, or is it like the hours that you?
So because I have a full-time job, I usually try to do things in the evenings. I have taken PTO to do settlements and things like that because I get quite a bit of PTO with my full-time job. But I do get paid, a salary with them, so I don't like to I do well there in my sales. So usually in the evenings, and most home buyers are working during the day, so they're not shopping houses during the day. I mean, occasionally they'll want to see something if they're off.
Okay.
Or the weekends. I do a lot of open houses. So a lot of agents that list homes don't do their own open houses, which I thought was kind of weird when I got into the business because I'm like,
who does the open house? Like a third party
new agent.
company? Oh, so you're running open houses for some veteran agent?
Yeah.
Is that just to give you more experience, or?
So at these open, and at these open houses, what's coming in? Buyers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So if
Okay. Yeah, that makes
they
sense.
don't particularly like the house that they're coming in that they thought they saw online to see, I have a form that they fill out and I ask, are they working with an agent? Several other questions. If they are working with an agent, I just say, okay, here's some information. If they're not, I'll get their information, and I can't talk to them about anything at that open house with my fiduciary duties. I have to wait till I'm done that open house, because at the open house, my fiduciary duties lie with the seller, even though I'm not the listing agent.
Right. Okay.
So I'll contact them when I'm done, and we'll move forward from there if they're not working with an agent, which I've picked up 2 soon buyers like that, which is nice. So you got to put the work in. You got to network. You got to put the work in. You may sit at an open house all day and not get anybody there,
Right.
but you never know who's going to come through. So it's just putting yourself out there. And Mel and I do some networking with Chesapeake Women's Networking Group. Is that what it is? So we go to some of the events there, which is really nice. It's a group of women that meet like once a month, different events, coffee. They had a cookie and cocktails over at Kent Mariner not too long ago. And then Libby's, they had an event. So like anything, you got to put the work in to get something out of it.
Yeah, I would imagine realty is a lot of networking.
Oh yeah, for sure. And who and like referral based business for sure.
Yeah. So I was surprised by the open house thing, but I guess that does make sense. But then my mind is like, well, what if somebody does buy the house, or they do want to buy the house? Do you then just hand them off to the actual realtor of that house?
Oh, I can help them, but I just got to talk to them when I leave.
If they want to buy that house
Yep.
that they're so
you have it so the law changed about a year ago or so. So
doesn't that realtor lose out on that sale then?
no, because
'cause they
they're
listed
selling the
it.
house. And then there's a buyer agent too. So there's a listing agent and then somebody that helps the buyer. So the listing agent could do both. There's nothing wrong with that. But if they want somebody to work on their behalf, you have to sign a buyer's agency agreement, and you work for that client. You have their best interest at heart, and you can negotiate for them.
Would that listing agent have gotten more from the sale if they did the open house themselves and a buyer came from that open house? Are they losing anything?
So you have to negotiate like buyer agency compensation now. So if there isn't a buyer's agent involved, yes, then they would make more off of that. But sometimes they have other things going on, or they have another open house. Like listing agents usually have more than one listing at a time. So they can't do all the open houses at
Gotcha.
the same time.
So it's partly out of necessity because they can't do it. Is any of their motivation just to help you, or is it just...
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got some great mentors at
Yeah.
Long and Foster that have been absolutely amazing.
I'm just like trying to think like what is the motivation for them to do that if they would have made more money, but
Yeah, they get busy,
Yeah.
They can't do all of them.
right.
And I love doing them. I'm a people person. And the lender will come to the open house as well. And we have refreshments there. Some.
I was going to ask that.
Yeah.
So you got to look at our open houses.
He's gonna come
You're going to come have lunch?
Here's Mike coming first mimosa. Here's Mike.
This house. These vaulted ceilings. Can I have another cookie?
Cookies, sandwiches, soda water.
So I have a question that I probably should know some of the answer to, and I don't even know if you guys are the right people to ask the question to, but you probably know something about it. Like interest rates for mortgages, they used to be a lot better, right, than they are now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
During COVID, they were really good.
During COVID.
During COVID, they were really good. I got a 2.75 for 30 years in COVID. I bought December 2020. But the rates now are like the normal rates, like they used to be, right?
They're slowly dropping. I think I just pre-approved somebody, and we went over interest rates, and they're about 5.65% right now.
Okay.
Which isn't terrible. Yeah, I mean they're coming down. It's hard to tell. I can't be like, oh no, you need to wait till March because they'll be in the 4s. Like we just don't know what's happening right now. But with all the experts, everyone's saying by spring they'll be in hopefully the low 5s. So
what makes mortgage interest rates go up and down?
the Fed. It's just
Yeah?
I mean, literally.
Is there any more explanation to it than that? Is there something that is a reasoning for it?
I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, I think there's probably a lot of
Political
Politics,
stuff
yeah.
in there, and yeah.
It's probably not even I'm sure you could talk to one person that is an expert that would
different
say
theories.
it's these things, and someone
Oh,
else
for
who
sure.
would say it's these things.
Yeah.
And they're both qualified to answer the question, but they disagree on the answer.
I've heard a lot of different things. You know, it's like when they're like, oh, when the Fed cuts, then the rates spike a little bit and then they'll drop again. Which, how much sense does that make to anybody? It doesn't.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Like when the Fed cuts rates, they'll drop, but then they spike and then they drop again, which
Oh.
is kind of
Yeah,
what
that is
happened
weird.
in November. They're like, oh, wait till December.
Right.
We're still kind of.
I mean, I would guess it has something to do with like the saturation of the market, right?
Yeah.
Does it have something?
Yeah, and I mean the houses that are on the market right now too. Like if you're in Anne Arundel County, they're sitting for like 51 days, and over here probably like almost 60 days or so. So the days on market right now are out there, but we're hoping for a shift.
Which is wild because like
A shift. you like that? You like how I worked that in?
I remember during COVID, we were thinking about selling our house during COVID, and one of the reasons we didn't was because the real estate agents we were talking to were like, if you sell your house and you want to buy another house, and you like a house, you have to buy it that day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it was like people were
And I'm like,
outbidding.
I'm not making that decision
Right.
on the spot. That's too big of a decision to
Right.
be like, yes, let's buy this house right now. Like that's crazy.
People were
man.
buying homes with no home inspections.
Yeah.
Like it was
Yeah.
wild during COVID. I probably put in 15 different offers on 15 different houses when I was looking to buy a house during COVID.
Is that just because the interest rates were really low and people wanted to buy? Why were they?
The interest rates were
Buying-
great, and the housing market, the prices weren't inflated. Like they were
Yeah.
at a reasonable cost. Most
Yeah.
of them, yeah.
So people
Especially
were
over
just
here.
And
Yeah.
people were moving away from cities too.
they were just trying to lock it
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
And I moved from Arnold to over here, and Justin's wife Jessica, she actually sent me my house.
Oh.
Yeah, that from economy. Like, yeah, she sent me my house, and
okay.
that's and she's like, "Are you opposed to like moving to the shore?" I'm like, "No." And I put an offer in on my house, and they didn't accept it. And then like 2 weeks later, I was still looking at that house online, and I'm like, "Wait, they dropped the price to what I offered them the first time." I called my realtor, and I was like, "Hey,
Right.
let's put another offer." And why wouldn't they reach back out to us if that was the same?
Make it
offer?
$10 less.
Yeah, right. So then they accepted it at that time, which was nice. Yeah.
So when you're selling a house, you talk to multiple people that are interested in buying the house, right? Am I so far so good?
And
What I'm
then
saying is true.
and then they give you the money and you give them.
I'm going somewhere with this.
So listing the house. Go ahead.
So what I guess my question is like, let's say Joe and I Joe comes to you and he's like, hey, I want to buy this house. And then I come to you and I'm like, I want to buy this house. And then I'm like, I can pay this. And Joe says, I can pay this.
I would
Could you
definitely
say to
outbid
me,
you.
well, hey, I got someone else, or do you have to tell me? Or
So I could tell you that there's multiple offers and people are being aggressive. That's all I can say.
Okay.
at
You
that
can't
point.
say Mike offered me this much.
Like if you nudged it up a little
Like
bit.
I would say, you might want to sharpen your pencil a little bit.
I was just curious.
I
like,
could
what's
give that
your-
kind of a hint, but that would
Okay.
really be it. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I was just asking that question the other day to one of the realtors that she's actually my mentor, and she's like, if there's multiple offers on the table, you can be like sharpening your pencil, like, and I like that.
yeah.
It's kind of odd though that you can't like disclose that information. I don't
Well,
know
I see why though, because I mean, if you had someone who was
Were you working for the?
devious, they
Sorry,
could. Sorry, go
I
ahead.
was gonna say you're working for the seller, so you really have to have their best interest in mind. You want to get as much for that property for them
Right.
as you can.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If
Yeah.
like I could create a false sense of like if I wanted to bump it up, be like, well,
yeah.
I got this other guy that wants to pay
Right.
this, and then like
You have to
get a
prove
little
it was a real offer.
bidding war between two people that doesn't even exist,
Yeah.
So I could
That's
see
where that negotiation sales technique comes in.
So, what kind of stuff do you learn in realtor training?
Oh, you'll learn a lot about the contracts. That's a lot. Then there's 60 hours that you have to do, and then you have to pass the final exam of the 60-hour class, and then you can go to the testing center, which is PSI, and the one I went to was in Crofton.
a lot of acronyms in realty, huh?
There is.
It's like
There
being in
is.
the Army.
Oh, there is. Right, there is. And I'm used to that with telecom because we have a lot of acronyms in telecom. So,
So, real quick, the time thing. How about you? How do you structure your time? Do you have to do your stuff during the day, or is it nighttime for you?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I work 7 days a week, literally, figuratively. But yeah, sometimes you got to take a phone call at 10 o'clock at night because that's money. And if you do that, those people will probably go with you because they know you're reliable.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure people who are like have their eyes on a house, they're anxious. They want
Right. You got to be responsive for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like on my lunch break for my full-time job, like if somebody wants to go see something, I will.
Right.
But again, most people that are buying are working, so they're not.
Yeah. So I do have calls. I do things during the day. I do a lot of my training calls with my company during the day. And then if I have clients that want to talk or chat or connect, I'm like, what time? And usually it's like, oh, after 5. And I'm like, okay, you just got to make time for it, you know?
Okay.
So
Does Bridges work with you on that type of thing, or are you kind of working around your Bridges schedule?
yeah, I work around it. If it's not a super detailed phone call, I can run out back and talk to somebody really quick. But I mean, generally I like to be home in front of my computer so I have more answers for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes
So, and I mean, I can work that around too. Like, hey, tomorrow, like say I work Tuesday nights at Bridges. Tuesdays don't work for me after 5, but can we talk Wednesday morning, afternoon, anytime? And it works out. Everybody has things going on in their lives, you know.
And then do you have, I would imagine you have a lot of like researchy type paperwork, underwriting, I don't know what you call it, that you have to do that doesn't even involve a client, right? Like, I mean, it involves a client, but it's like you're doing the...
Oh, yeah, I'm doing a lot on the back end.
Yeah,
for sure.
So is that stuff you can do at night, or you have to do that? Okay.
I can do it
It's like
whenever
when
I
you
want.
add all those hidden fees in there.
Yeah, right. I don't have the hidden fees.
She takes all those out.
I take all the fees out. Yeah, so it's just, you know, and that's another thing. During the day, I work with my processor a lot, so we get files done and ready to go for people who need to, you know, sign documentation or, you know, get things done, send out documentation, request documentation. So her and I work a lot during the day when
It was mine that time.
I can't get in.
It was mine.
My phone was ringing. Sorry.
Mine was doing it earlier, so.
Yeah. So when I can't get on the clients on the phone, I'm usually working with her, getting all of our stuff, all of our ducks in a row.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. So describe to me the most ideal client.
Oh gosh, when they come to me with a letter with their pre-approval, let's go shopping.
800 credit score. They got about $2 million.
Exactly.
Just ready.
Yep. Yep.
Like, okay, here's a question. Is it better?
She didn't even answer the other question.
Well, I thought she.
I answered it, but I'm sure her
Well,
most
I mean,
ideal.
ideal client, you know, as long as they have what they need, the documentation, a job, proof that there's income coming in, a decent credit score. I mean, it's very easy to work with that stuff. That's the difference between brokerage and retail. Retail can shut you down like that. With me, I can, you know, work some fees, work around things to make sure that we can put this client in a home at the right budget.
And if for you or your company, is it better? Do you make more money if someone doesn't put a bunch of cash down? Like if you can pay for half the house up front?
Of course.
Okay, because you're selling.
Because I'm making money off the
finance.
loan amount.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does it
But if they have the money, I would suggest doing that so they can lower their
lower
payment.
their interest?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that kind of stuff is going to help you get recommended to
For sure.
other
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and then, you know, the other thing with the brokerage side versus retail side is I've done closes in 11 days. I've gotten people in their house in 11 days from start to finish. So
the first deal that we did together, it was literally start to finish. It was 10
10 or
days,
11
yeah.
days. Yeah. So,
What's the normal? I don't really know what like a
30, 45.
Okay.
Why does it normally take that long?
Well, you title search. I mean, because you got to deal with the title company.
The title of the house?
Yeah, to make
Yeah,
sure nobody.
to
owns
make
it,
sure it's
like,
clear. You want to have a home
relatives come back and-
inspection.
Wouldn't you do that before the house is listed?
So,
You got to pay for it though, right?
right. So you could do a home inspection. And then once you have a contract signed from a ratified contract signed from buyer, sellers, you send that to the title company and they start their title search on the property to make sure everything's clear.
Right.
And that the buyer's not walking into any kind of liens or anything like that, because it could get held up at the settlement table if there's any types of lien on the property. So
Isn't there
It's
insur-
crazy that you
insurance
can list a
buy for
house that might have a lien on it. Like
title
what the hell?
insurance.
Yeah, that says like if something comes up
That it didn't come up during the search. Yeah.
that you what does that actually cover? I mean, I know you're not a title insurance person. Is it saying you'll get to stay in the house, or just you won't have to pay?
That they don't have to, I believe, don't have to worry about whatever decides to pop up that they didn't find.
Okay.
That the title insurance would take care of that.
Like pay off the person that
Or whatever it is. It could be like a $400 water bill that they didn't find, that somebody didn't pay.
okay,
Yeah.
it's not
It could
just
be
like-
HOA fees that the previous owner didn't pay that put a lien against the house. It could be multiple things.
Okay,
That could happen.
It's usually just a matter of paying something.
Correct.
It's not like could it be like a relative that's like my great grandfather left
could
me this
be.
house and I've got a letter of promissory note here that says
But that should have already been found out before the title search. Like
okay.
when the house is listed. I mean, typically is when I believe something like that should
How much
be
does a
found.
title search cost?
You know what? I don't know. That's a good
I think it's like $500, but I'm not sure.
That's wild to me that that's not taken care of until there's a potential buyer.
Yeah.
I mean, does it not seem crazy to you guys?
I mean, it costs less than your.
And most people know if they have a lien on their house, right? I mean, you should know.
You should know,
You
yeah.
should know.
Yeah.
You should know.
All right.
Yeah.
But some people pretend that they don't know.
I guess you can list a car for sale and like not even have the title,
Yeah. Well, or
like for sale by owner.
well, you
But
Right.
these are not for sale
'cause
by
you gotta
owner.
s-
These are for sale through your.
well, you gotta sign the title.
owner, kind of, but they're just hiring the realtor to do the
crazy.
listing. Yeah.
God, some
Yeah.
things are so nuts.
Have you? And I realize you haven't been in this very long, but like, have you heard of any sort of decrease in just people using realtors because of like the internet and being able to kind of?
A lot of people think that AI will take the realtor out of the picture. I don't, because you can't do this. You can't build a relationship.
Yes.
You're not sitting with the person. The computer's not walking into your, I mean, you can do it virtual, but not walking into your house, coming in to do your comparative market analysis, things of that nature, and sitting down and giving you a listing presentation.
So the comparative market analysis is something that you have to have a realtor to do. Is that right? Like,
I mean, you should. You just don't want to just go and say, everybody thinks their house is worth
Way-
buku
way
bucks,
more than
right?
it
Way
is.
more than it could be. So you really want to look in the surrounding area, what has sold, what's listed, to be able to come up with that figure to list your clients.
is that a computer program you guys use or something, or like an app, or what?
So there's multiple tools that you can use, and different realtors do it differently. With me being new into the business, I use what we have at Long and Foster. It's through Rev, which is our CRM.
Okay.
It's called Rev.
Yeah, that we use. And you can pop in the address that you're going to go do the listing presentation for, and it'll give you the comparables that have sold in that area that are listed. And typically you're going off the last 3 to 6 months of sales. You're not going back further. So a year ago, a property could have sold for maybe $1 million. And they're like, oh, that property sold last year for $1 million. Well, the market was maybe a little bit different.
And the goal there is just to get a starting price.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'll see like people price their houses way high and they sit on the market for a little while and then they start to decrease the price. And it depends how motivated the seller is too. Maybe they're selling their house for multiple reasons.
Sure. Yeah.
And you're not allowed to disclose that information either.
Yeah. Like, how ready are they to go? Right.
Like you can't say somebody has a job in Florida because the buyer that's coming in will know that they want to move. So they're just going to come in under the
What if the
listing
house is
price.
haunted? Are they allowed to disclose that?
You have to disclose
You can,
if somebody
you
was
can,
murdered there?
you can ask if
Might be a
if
selling
the,
point for some people. You know?
I think it's like if the prospective buyer asks, has someone died in this house, you have to say yes or no.
Okay.
But you can't just come forth and like, if,
Hey, guess what? There's someone died in the basement.
You're not gonna believe it.
right? Or if there was medical issues,
Yeah.
things like that, you're not allowed to.
They probably
What do you
do
mean?
it.
For it.
They probably do a ghost check like right before they hand the title over. It's like
Yeah.
the very
Go
last step.
sage the house.
By the way,
What do you mean medical reason or medical?
Like if somebody had HIV or AIDS,
Oh,
like
okay.
you can't tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
wow, man, it's crazy how complicated the house buying
Yeah.
process is.
It is, and a lot of people
Wow.
think it's super easy, and it's not. I mean, it's really not. There's a lot into it.
Do you have inspectors that you use, or does the buyer find the inspector? Or
So we can recommend to any buyer. We can recommend a lender. We can recommend a home inspector. But ultimately, it's up to the buyer as to who they want to choose. So Just because say if I had a brother that was a home inspector, I can't just like gear all my business to one person.
You could recommend him.
I could recommend him.
Right.
Also with a couple other recommendations.
Like he
too.
won't find anything wrong with the house.
Or you want him to.
Or you want him to. If
Or
you're
you want him
buying
to.
it.
Buying a house, you want to know everything. Yeah, for sure.
When
like
go ahead.
over here in Bayside, I just helped a buyer recently, and they had polybutylene plumbing, which is really old plumbing. It was a class action lawsuit, and it's like the kind of plumbing that like deteriorates over time, and like you'll come home and your upstairs will be sitting down in your living room. Well, we found that on the home inspection, and I was able to get all of the plumbing redone for the buyer that we just went to settlement with. Yeah, negotiated seller contribution of 2%, which was almost $10,000 for closing costs for the buyer. So there's a lot of pros to having a realtor versus trying to do it on your own.
Yeah, I would not want to try to do that by myself.
Yeah, and people shouldn't.
Yeah.
But some people do.
Right. I mean, I'm sure some people can.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some genius people out there that could probably handle it all themselves.
Right.
And do all their own research, but good Lord. Like,
And if you're like buying a house from a family member or something, and you want to eliminate the
yeah, I
fees
suppose
or
so.
whatever, and it's like we did that. We just like the only house I've ever bought was from a family member, so it was all pretty.
Now, did you have to have lawyers involved for that, like the paperwork, or you just said, "Here
I
you
don't know
go"?
if we had to, but no.
No, he said no.
Yes.
No.
I don't recall.
I don't recall. That's always a good one. I don't recall.
But when my wife bought her house before we met, she didn't.
Your wife lives in a different house?
Yeah. The house that she lived in prior. Like when we met, the house she was living in.
Yeah.
She went with like the inspector that the person recommended, and it was a shady mess, and that really cost us a lot of money.
I bet.
And, so like if we ever buy another house, we would definitely get like at least one other
Oh, yeah.
inspector in there to check it out, and it's like there's like one inspector he did our house inspection when we were buying this other house, and he found all kind of stuff, and it's like that's who you want, when you're
Yeah, you don't want somebody to just say there's nothing wrong
yeah.
at all,
Yeah.
because that's not usually.
When
the
I was
case.
buying a house, I got the house inspected, and the guy comes out. He's like, "I've seen worse," and I'm like, "Okay, like, thanks." That gave me a lot of confidence.
Right. Right.
Worse.
Yeah.
All right. So here's a hypothetical situation.
We're just gonna run hypotheticals by you all day.
Somebody comes to you, they're self-employed, and so we're talking about like right now, current state of the market and everything. Credit score is like, let's say 700, 690, and they want to buy a house. What other information do we need?
Do they have a job?
Yeah, self-employed.
Okay, and how long have you been self-employed?
This person has been self-employed for about almost 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they have tax returns.
Yeah. I was going to ask, like, what kind of house could they get?
Well, it
But
depends
you're
on
gonna
your
need to know.
income.
Yeah, okay.
Is your income increasing every year? Is it decreasing every year?
Hypothetical person's income is, increasing every year.
Okay,
yeah.
well, that's good. That's
It's
a good
slightly
sign.
above what Mike makes.
Okay. So
Use that as a reference.
we would have to look at like your debts, what you have in the bank. Do you have money in reserve? 690, 700 is not bad. You can go conventional, which is what
What does that mean? Go conventional.
Conventional
is a type of loan.
Like the period, the loan period?
No,
or-
so FHA is it's like, that's more of a, I don't want to sound like bad when I say this, but so FHA is more of like a government sided loan to where like it helps with people with like lower credit scores and less income. And then conventional, the rates are
conventional is
usually a little,
better.
But a lot of people get FHA, right?
Yes, when
A
they're
lot of
first
people do,
starting out. Yeah. But conventional, the rates are usually a little bit better. You don't have to put as much money down.
With conventional.
Yeah. FHA, you have to pay mortgage insurance every month, where with conventional, if you put 20% down, you don't have to pay mortgage insurance at all.
Mortgage insurance, meaning like if you lose your job and you can't pay your mortgage?
Yeah. So if you default on the loan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm with you.
Okay. So where were we? 690. That's a decent credit score. We'd probably go conventional. You'd have to put about 3% down if you're a first-time home buyer. If you're not a first-time home buyer, it's about 5% down.
Okay.
Why is that? Do you know? Okay, I'm just curious.
If you're not a
You've done this
home
before.
buyer-
We're going to charge you
And
more.
not a first-time home buyer, you can also have not owned a home in 36 months.
Right.
Yeah, 3 years. And then you would qualify as first-time home buyer again.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of the times when you're a first time home buyer too, the seller has to take care of a lot of the transfer taxes, correct? Or some of them, depending on the county.
I'm not sure about that.
Transfer taxes. What is that?
So there's a lot of pros when you are a first time home buyer. And I know that on our application, contract, we check that off. So when it goes to the lending side, there's certain things that happen. And I know here when I helped my first buyers, there were some county taxes that were completely taken care of from the seller.
seller.
It's like
because they were
incentivizing
first-time home
people-
buyers, yeah.
Yeah.
Incentivizing
Yeah.
people to buy a house for the first time.
Yeah. So those are some of the costs that can be alleviated from a buyer if they're a first-time home buyer, which helps because it can be quite a bit sometimes.
And you said that if you haven't purchased a house in 30...
If you haven't owned a house in 36 months.
Oh, if you haven't owned a house.
Yeah. So say you sold your house and you've been just living in your mom's basement for
Right.
3 years, you
Right.
qualify as a first-time home buyer.
Sell my
again.
house and go live with Mike for a few months.
Yeah.
Live up here, I guess, if you want to.
You can rent the space.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
So you would qualify just as long as you have. I don't like exact numbers was what we would need to look at to see what you would qualify for. And okay, maybe you make $100,000 a year, but your debt's $60,000 a year.
So we're, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That would affect it.
that would affect it.
Okay. What if you have really, really great hair? Does that help at all? But there's a small
I could advise you to go maybe model hair and pay off some of your debt.
Anyway,
Okay, let's bring this back, Mike.
right.
The first females on our show, we got to ask them on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, at this very moment,
Mike's hair.
what
I
would
have
you
a real
rate Mike's
question
hair?
for you after this.
1 is the lowest, 10 is...
It's pretty nice, Mike. You got nice hair.
I'm going to say an 8.
yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yep.
I think that's the highest I've ever gotten.
8.5.
guessed.
There you go.
All right. Oh, yeah, they went up.
There's your highest.
I guess the
I have
price
to
is
fiddle with
right.
it.
You
now.
always
What do you
mess
do?
with-
What do you put in it to make it?
I was going to give you...
I try to not wash it as much as possible.
Okay.
No, I'm just
Like us
kidding.
females
just
when we
grease?
like us females when we curl our hair, it's got to be a little dirty.
No, I actually just switched to this. It's beef tallow, believe it or not.
Oh, I like beef tallow.
Yeah.
I used to cook with it.
Yeah, we cook with it.
What?
I did when I was
Oh,
doing
yeah,
carnivore. I
instead
had
of
to.
butter
That's what
instead
you.
of,
Yeah.
you just
Okay, he's putting
use
your
it as
hair in.
oil.
You cook with it.
I didn't put it in my hair.
Okay.
My wife actually makes
could
beef
have.
tallow.
Oh,
but-
really?
You put it in your hair?
Yeah, but not that. It's like I'm sure there's other stuff in there too, but it's like,
Did you ever run out of that one product that you wanted to run out of so you could use the new stuff?
dude, I just chucked it.
You threw it away?
I actually pawned it off on my kids.
Oh, I knew you didn't throw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
I was going to give you like a 7.8 until you messed with it, and now it's a
8.5.
4.2.
But it's very consistent. It always looks the same. When you're coming
I
to
would
Bridget.
disagree with that. It looks slightly different every day.
So here's a real question that
How
actually
often
has
do you
to do
re-dye
with
that white portion in the front?
our new female.
Or is that natural?
guests. Do
I'm
you?
teasing him.
What are,
He says it's natural, but I don't believe it.
It's a birthmark.
you can tell it's natural because there's never any
Roots.
My barbers, yeah.
There's no root
You know
color.
how we can find out if you shave your head?
And
We'll
see
find
what-
if there's a spot right there.
Yeah, it's funny. I almost shaved my I almost came in completely bare today on the face.
Oh yeah.
Just to mess with you a little bit, just to like surprise you. And I was like, "What am I doing?" That's
I don't think I would have even noticed.
you probably wouldn't have noticed. I do shave my head from time to time, though. It
Do you?
happens. Yeah, every few years. I
I
just.
mean, I've known you for quite a
just-
while. I don't remember you shaving your head.
Well, I guess you don't know me very well.
It's not.
No. But so
Let's talk about your hair for a while.
is the maybe these are separate questions for each of you because you're in sort of different fields, but do you find that let's start with you because you're a realtor, and is this a female, male dominated, 50-50?
I'd say 50-50.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of women realtors. There's a lot of men. I mean, yeah, I'd say 50-50.
Any advantages or disadvantages to being female in the realtor world?
I think that, and can't speak for all men, but I know us women, we pay a lot of attention to detail.
I would agree.
Very nurturing, holding deals close and tight. But I know a lot of great male realtors as well. I had one helping me, when I bought my house. We've got one of the reasons why I went to Long and Foster is one of our customers that come into Bridges highly encouraged me to make the move over to Long and Foster, and he is absolutely phenomenal at what he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
You see him on the shopping carts at Safeway.
What's that?
You'll see him on the shopping carts at Safeway.
Like,
Oh wow, he's got advertisements on the show.
oh, I thought you meant like putting them away. What is this guy doing?
No, he's not.
His
He
hobby?
also works at Safeway. in the parking lot.
Everyone needs a part-time job sometimes.
I didn't even think that. I just thought you meant like he
No,
was
it's advertisement, like
a
on
good
the-
citizen, like just rolling the carts.
No.
Great idea. I never even thought about that. I can't say I've ever noticed an advertisement on a shopping cart.
Linda, what's that lady's name?
Linda Austin, she's got billboards and she's at the Food Lion on their carts as well.
Yeah.
I actually have a conference call with Clear Channel, which is the billboard people, next week.
Oh yeah.
Because I want
We're gonna
one.
drive by a big old Jeri Lynn billboard.
I want one. I
That'd
want
be
one.
cool, man. Big thumbs up.
You got to find the perfect spot, and
Yeah.
it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I can imagine nowadays.
It just depends where you have your billboard at.
You know what's not really that expensive and a high ROI is photography and videography for your business, real estate.
I know somebody that could do that, right?
Yeah.
Right here.
I like to pitch myself.
Yeah.
Yes,
Who do
I love
you
it.
use for your real estate photography, if you don't mind telling me?
So right now, Coastal Photography, they did my son's senior pictures, and they just did a bunch of pictures of me.
I think that's the guy.
Who is that?
The Bob guy or Joe or the? Isn't that the guy you sent me?
Carrie and John.
Oh no. Okay. Sorry. never
Gary and
mind.
John? I don't know.
Yeah. They live in Delaware. So they actually came up here and they did my son's senior photo shoot. We went to his school. He goes to Mount St. Joe in Catonsville. And then we went to Libby's, and then they came over to like where the visitor center is by Piney Narrows. And we walked down there and did a bunch of pictures as
Cool.
well.
Yeah, that's a good spot for.
Yeah, it was really, really good spot. And then I was talking to them, and just as I talk to everybody, telling them that I was a realtor, and they said that they worked with a lot of realtors and doing like, photo shoots and headshots. So I was like, all right, let's book one.
Yeah.
So we booked one, and I did it in the beginning of November. And then the photos that I had done, our marketing guy at Long and Foster put some nice pieces together for me. But we had a videographer that came to Long and Foster that did all of like little shoots with us, like you did with Justin and them. And I like it, but I don't. So I'm going to be shopping for some more footage. So
Yeah, hit me up.
Yeah,
What about
absolutely.
For, like, the houses though, don't you have?
Oh, so photography? Do you do?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so no, I don't have anybody for that
Yeah.
yet.
Cool. Hey, hit me up.
That's the important part. I
I
would think. Or I mean, I guess it's all important, but
a friend of mine that I went to high school with, you guys might know her. Her name's Marty. Her last name is McGinty. She's from Canada.
Oh yeah, I've seen her name. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, she's kind of like you. She's a fairly new realtor. But I've worked with her a lot lately. And we recently did something where it was kind of like the two of you. Like she had a lender friend. And she's real creative. She came up with the idea. She wanted to do this like coffee talk thing.
Oh, yeah.
So they sat on the porch of one of the houses that she had listed.
Oh, that's is with Lindsay. Was it Lindsay?
From Channel Mortgage?
Jackie was her name.
Oh, Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
Oh, Jackie Northrup.
Yeah, yeah. But it was cool. It was a great idea, and she just used it for for her Facebook to market herself. They sat there and they talked about lending and interest rates and stuff, and they were
Nice.
drinking coffee and
Yeah.
just like this little video that I did for them. But yeah, I've done a bunch of like just real estate photography and videography. We've done some like walkthroughs of the house.
Okay.
That she did.
That's good to know.
Joe's a master at the drone footage.
Yeah.
Top hit.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I've seen it. I've seen his work.
Thank you.
It's good work.
So what about for you? Is it your field?
It's definitely male dominant.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I would think it would be female dominant because of what you were saying about details, like, because that's such a detail oriented thing.
Yeah.
That's interesting. And do you find that it's
I like being in a male dominant industry because I feel like I can connect more with like female realtors, you know, they kind of want to empower us ladies a little bit more.
Yeah, you probably just naturally connect more.
Right.
Too,
Yeah. And then like she said, like the nurturing and stuff when it comes in, like I take it very serious when I have clients and, you know, to heart, and I have a lot of pride in what I do. So I try to make them as comfortable, build that relationship so that they can call me and, you know, no worries, feel comfortable working with me and having a normal conversation, not just always about the loan process.
Yeah. Do you like, is that part of your, I don't know how to say this without it sounding, is that something you purposefully do? Like, when someone calls you, do you kind of like try to get to know them a little bit
for
first
sure.
and like just develop some sort of relationship?
Yeah. I want them to feel comfortable working with me and like, hey, something happened. And I'm like, cool, like, we'll figure it out. Or, you know, I don't want them to call me and just be like, hi, you know, I'm looking for a loan. I want to be like, I want them to open up a little bit to me. I want to know a little bit more about them. I want to, you know, help them with their needs and their wants and know like their budget, what they want, what they're comfortable paying every month. And, you know, you have to kind of really get to know somebody for them to open up and being like, actually, you know, I can't afford what I'm looking for. And it's like, okay, cool. Well, let's figure out how we can get you in what you want, you know?
Right. And like we have a client that we've been working with since July. Mm-hmm. He was at Bridges with his parents, just having lunch, and I'm an ear hustler, so I'm sitting there at the service bar making drinks, and they're sitting behind me because the windows were open. And he talks about he needs to buy a house, and I turned around. I was like, "Are you working with a realtor?" He's like, "No." I was like, "I'll be right back." And he's like, "I really like that, like about you, that you were listening, doing this, and then we just, you know, have been talking, and that I have the full-time job." And he's like, "You're, you know, a real hustler, like." I'm so happy to be working with you because I know that, you know, you're going to put your all into this because it seems like you do that like with everything. And Mo's helping him on the loan side. So as we've been working with him since July and having multiple conversations, you know, we've gotten to know him a little bit more than we did in July when he was just sitting at the bar having lunch with his family. So
yeah. Now, does one of you pay a commission to the other one when you, or it's there's no like, if you use me, you get this type of thing or anything?
It's actually illegal.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's why it sounded so enticing.
It's called a kickback, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, not allowed to do that.
Speaking of illegal, like...
because you're getting paid anyways on the deal, so there's no need to, you know.
So, like, let's say...
Now, I'm sure it happens a lot.
Oh, yeah. In, like, unofficial ways.
Like with other people. But because...
You lose your license. Like, that's not worth it.
There's a thing called greedy and money hungry, and there's a lot of that out there. So...
Oh, I can imagine, that there's ways around a lot of the things that...
for sure.
Somebody's going to figure out.
Yeah.
So, like, when I was, like, looking at other office spaces, and I went to a realtor, and, like, the very first thing that they wanted to know is, like, have you signed anything with another realtor? So, and I hadn't, but let's say I had, but I really like this other like, let's say I had signed something with one person, but I really like you.
Yep.
What's the is there a process, or
So in your agreement that you had with the current realtor that you might have signed something with, there should be a section in there where that you can cancel one day. Like with my buyer agency agreements, if somebody decides like, hey, I want to go with this other person versus working with Jeri Lynn, they could cancel that.
Okay.
Just one day notice.
So it's just a formality kind of.
Correct. And I always put one day in there because if somebody didn't want to work with me, that's okay.
Yeah, you don't want to work with them anyway, probably, right? I mean, not,
right.
Well, I mean, like,
maybe. I know what you mean. Yeah. But yeah, you don't want to make somebody feel locked. It's
right.
You've got to be comfortable with the person you're working with in this process. Bottom line, hands down.
Why can't you work with two realtors at the same time? Like what? You can't do that.
No.
Well, I mean, they're working solely on commission, so you're wasting their time.
Well, that's not my problem.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
Like,
you wouldn't want to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that does make sense. Right?
Yeah. So if you're looking to buy something, you're going to want to sign a buyer's agency agreement, which that did not go into law until last year, that you had to have a buyer's agency agreement signed if you're going to represent the buyer, because a person's not a client until that's signed. They're just a customer, and there's a big difference. So, like before, it was always assumed that you were the seller of the house and that you were going to automatically take care of the buyer's compensation to pay their buyer's agent.
Okay.
That's not assumed any longer. You have to negotiate that in your offer process.
Okay.
A lot of the sellers are still offering that because they want to sell their house. So you're seeing that, but you have to ask up front. And before you take somebody to go see homes, you have to have that buyer's agency agreement signed now. It never used to be like that.
And when was that? Last year?
It was August of 2024, I believe, somewhere around there.
So pretty recent.
And it all goes back, and it's a lawsuit. I don't know about the lawsuit.
Okay. Tell us about the lawsuit.
So it was about a lawsuit that's why this came into play. So, yeah. And all compensation has to be disclosed in writing that everybody knows the buyer's agent's getting paid this, the listing agent's getting paid this. Say somebody else is involved and they're getting a bonus, that has to be all disclosed.
Okay.
And the buyer and the seller have to know about it.
That doesn't. Oh, the speaker. Oh, that speaker was humming this whole time.
What speaker?
Did you hear it just turn off? It was like.
No, I didn't hear it.
I did just hear that.
Yeah. It's probably fine.
We're gonna have to start again.
You better edit this good.
Probably just a frequency we can.
Well, my phone was ringing, your phone was ringing.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. My phone. Carlos called me a little while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's all pretty informal. All right, Joe, your turn.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole time I was I'm kind of comparing it to like selling or buying a car, but I guess it's not the same because if you go to a dealership, they're only trying to sell you the cars that are at that dealership, not like any.
Which is
car
part of
that's
why you
available.
can't work with two people, right? Because
that at first I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me, but it does because you're trying to sell them any house, not like. Can
Not
two?
any.
Yeah, not any. Right.
What they want, their criteria.
Well,
but not
true.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, it doesn't have to be something that's listed with your.
Correct.
Like, it
But
could be
two-
It could be
two
Coldwell Banker. It could be any,
Yeah.
real estate company listing the home that we take them to see.
Two
Absolutely.
realtors can't be trying to sell the same house at the same time.
So you can co-list.
Yeah.
So, but typically you're working for the same brokerage. You're not at Coldwell Banker and you're not at Long and Foster
Okay.
co-listing a house together.
Right.
Yeah.
So, when you list a home, you can have I could list a home with one of my coworkers, Debbie, and then it could be Jeri Lynn. So she could be the listing, and I could be the co-listing. Something like
So
that.
if a buyer is with an agent and then they find a house on their own that's not with that real estate company, then they would cancel their.
No, I could still take them to show the house.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
It is confusing.
So any house that's for sale, doesn't matter who the listing brokerage agent is, the firm or anything like that. I could take you to show, or anybody.
I think what he's asking though is like they went to see a house without you. They want to put an offer in. Can they just ditch you?
Yeah, if you wanted to.
You have to sign that one
Well,
day thing.
You could say goodbye.
Yeah.
But then you still have to have somebody to get all the paperwork and everything in
Well,
order.
so that's where the listing agent would be able to help the buyer,
okay.
but they don't act in your best interest.
Because they're selling it too.
Correct.
So
So you're not their
they
client.
want to get as much money.
I guess where
You're not their client at all at that point.
You guys a few minutes ago were talking about like signing with a real estate agent, and then so you can work with two real estate agents as long as you're not signed with one of them. Is that right?
Well, they really can't take you to go see
You're
anything
really
unless-
wanting to work with two real estate agents.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
Like,
you
why
can't.
Can't you do that?
You can't.
Well, so like
Crazy.
if you went, if I was, if
Unless
I
you're
was-
listing your house and you have two agents that are listing it.
I'm talking about as the buyer.
Buyer.
it all worked out.
Talking about no. So me and another agent, I mean, say I was out of town and I said, hey, like, Debbie, can you go show Joe this house? She would do it because I would do it for her when she was out of town.
Well, that right, but
it's still
that's
under your
still
name.
through you.
Correct, but it would
Yeah.
still be under my name.
All right.
Like, no, like at that point, you're competing for business. The real estate agents are.
Well, that's what anybody does when they shop for anything.
Right.
The sellers are competing.
Yeah.
You're talking about two agents at different companies, though, right?
I'm like, if Jeri Lynn is a realtor and so is Mike,
but for
why
two
can't I
different
work
companies,
with both of
right?
you? Huh?
Two different, like she's Long and Foster. I'm.
Okay, so
I guess so,
hypothetically, like, so say you had a house to sell You could work with Mike to sell your house, and then you could work with me to go buy a house.
It's a nice compromise, but
Yeah.
that's not what I was thinking.
He's still not happy.
You're still not. Well, if you want to work with two agents, I don't know. I have to find that out for you.
If I ever work with you, I promise not to go with anybody else. It just doesn't. I can't. I'm sure there's a reason that I'm just not getting, but it just like.
It's just ethics, you know. I mean, you're shopping with one person that's taking you around. So,
Yeah.
say I go show you 20 houses, and then you're like, now if I did something like that upset you, like you fire me for
But
that.
you can show me literally. It doesn't matter if the house is not listed with Long and Foster.
That's correct.
Okay.
I can take you anywhere to show
All
you.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I think
So
what you're-
that's kind of what I was originally thinking. That it was like if the house is not listed with Long and Foster, then you couldn't show it to me.
No, so
that doesn't matter.
with that being said, if I did take you to show you a house that's listed with Long and Foster, there's something that buyers have to agree to and sellers. It's called dual agency. So you got to have a consent for dual agency.
If it's not listed with.
No, if it is. So if it's with Long and Foster, say I'm helping you buy a house with Long and Foster that we've listed. You have to consent to dual agency, and that is because I'm working with somebody internally in-house, and they're worried about what you could know about that deal. So you got to hold all the confidential information, even though it's in-house. But would you want to list your house and say, I don't want anybody at Long and Foster to show this to any of their buyers? No, you wouldn't want to do that because you want to
Right.
sell your house.
Right.
Right? So, and there's a lot about dual agency on the test. Remember you asked me about this? There's a lot about dual agency. So you have to have the buyer and the seller, they don't have to agree to it, but you put the form in front of them and you explain it to them.
Okay. All right.
So, staging. Let's talk staging.
Cool.
Do you have like a warehouse full of stuff that you stage?
I do not.
Or does
Do you
Long
go
and Foster-
to?
I'm not that sophisticated yet.
Does Long and Foster have stuff you can use, or?
So we have a company that does staging.
Oh, okay. The third party company
Yep.
that stages it. And do you have people sometimes that are like, we don't want you to stage our
That's
house?
correct.
Okay.
And sometimes people don't need it. I mean, they need to declutter if they have if they're like a show on the Hoarders or something like
Yeah.
that. You want to get rid of as much as you can when you're staging your home
Yeah.
and
So
taking photos.
ideally, they're agreeable to letting you do that. And
Typically.
yeah.
I did a real estate photography job. It wasn't with Marty. It was some other random guy in Easton. And I got there, and we literally had to move like the people's belongings from one room to the next.
Oh my gosh.
As I went through the house, I was like, "Are you serious? Like,
Wow.
why didn't you have these people get their shit out of here first?"
Yeah. Why wasn't this done first?
And that's something that, as a listing agent, when you're setting expectations and you're going over things to list their home, to get their home ready, that conversation should have been
Well,
had.
it's a lesson I learned too, because now I'm like, is the house empty before
Right.
I get there?
Yeah.
It actually happened to me twice. Another time I went.
You didn't know you were signing up for being a mover as well, did you?
No. Another time I went and there was no realtor there. They gave me the key or the code to get in the house, and there was shit all over the house. And like I called the person, and they were. It was a weird experience because it was like some kind of big company, and they were hard to get in touch with, and like the person I was talking to didn't speak very good English, and I called her. I was like, I'm not doing it. Like you
Right.
can clean this house out and I'll come back, but
Right.
it's not happening because I'm not moving stuff.
Well, yeah, and things got to be moved out of the way, especially if you're going to take photos of the house and,
Right.
package their house for them to sell
Yeah.
and online and have those pictures posted.
It's hard to tell what a house is like if there's shit all over the place,
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The yard, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Curb appeal.
There's a lot of things. Yeah, the curb appeal, definitely. And that's one of the questions, like, on the open house form is like, what did you think about the curb appeal? What's the floor plan layout? Do you think the pricing is fair? Are you working with an agent? Multiple questions on there that when people come through, I have them fill out, and I share that with the listing agent when I leave so they can share it with their seller because they need the feedback.
Yeah. And it's probably easier to say, like, this isn't me saying that your yard is ugly. Like,
Right.
we did a independent study.
We took a survey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone agrees.
How often do people say that the price was fair?
If it's fair, they say it. If not, they'll jot down a little note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's very complicated.
It is. And, a lot of, again, that's why you got to be licensed to do this. I mean, I know some people try to do it on their own, but 9 times out of 10, they end up hiring a realtor to help them out because the house will sit on the market for X amount of time. They're not getting any movement. Nobody's coming to look at it.
Mm-hmm. Is that what Redfin is? Is that like a sell it yourself?
It's like Zillow.
It's like Zillow, no. So even listings that we have at Long and Foster, our agents' homes are on Redfin, Zillow, and the realtor tool is Bright MLS. That's what you have as a realtor. And then once you put your listing in there, it goes out to all those other platforms. So there's one that just realtors use.
And that sees more than you would see if you were using.
Correct. It's got a lot of information.
Okay.
Down to, the price on property tax. I mean, anything you want to know, literally.
Okay. Because, Zillow, I noticed, is I can't remember actually now. It's I think the estimates are usually higher for selling and lower for buying or something like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of.
Somebody's going to come out and appraise the home anyways.
Yeah.
So and Zillow's not a good foundation, I don't think, for the estimate, because you don't know what the person's house looks like inside, right? So they're just going off of the address.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
and in the area.
So so the appraisal versus the market value that you were talking about earlier, does the appraisal get factored into that, or are they two separate things?
So they're two separate things, and the lending company orders the appraisal.
Okay, and that's the physicality of the house. That's not. Does that also include what other things sold for, or what other?
So it's that particular house, right, Mo, that you guys come out, and usually they send an appraiser out to look at the home.
Yeah, the appraiser comes out and looks at the home.
And that's
the lending company does that. Yeah.
Okay.
10 days. What does it take? 10 days to get back?
About 10 business days.
But what are they looking at? I guess what I'm wondering.
They do look at the structure of the house. They can look at comps within a mile of the house. I think it's a mile of the house. Comparable properties.
Yeah,
comps.
thanks. Never hurts to.
Yeah, I mean structure, inside, outside, the condition the house is in.
Okay.
Yeah. And then so what they do is they send that in to us and let us know what the house appraised for. So we know, say the house was $425 and it appraised for $410, but we're selling the house for $430. That seller has to pay that $20,000.
Oh.
Out of pocket.
You won't loan more than the appraisal.
No.
Correct.
And the appraisal, is that set the tax rate as well, or is the tax rate?
No,
based
the
on...
tax is county tax, property tax, right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, but but isn't that's just the land then? It's
Yes.
not the, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. It has nothing to do with what the house costs.
I don't believe. Well, the taxes at closing, yes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's based on the price, not the appraisal.
Right.
Okay. But so if it
Well, the loan amount, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Got it. Interesting. So you'd have
You
to
wanted
pay.
to appraise for.
You want it to appraise for more
More?
than what you're paying.
Right.
Yeah. Now what happens then? Do you?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's
You're
just
good.
water.
You're golden.
Okay. You don't pay less.
No.
Or you don't get. Yeah. You don't
Yeah,
get
you
a
don't
better
get-
rate
no.
or something like that.
Is the seller, does the seller get the appraisal amount? Like that information?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you just said if the house appraises for more than what it's selling for,
No, if the house appraises for less than what you're.
less than what, then the seller pays the difference.
Yes. No, the buyer.
Right.
Or the
You did say
buyer.
seller. I was like, hold on,
Did I
wait a
say
minute. Yeah,
seller?
you did.
Oh,
It's the buyer. I was,
so yeah, so if the house is if you're paying $410 for this house, and it appraises at $390, the buyer has to pay the difference. So that $20,000 comes out of your pocket.
Yeah. Okay. That
And
makes
it has
sense.
to. Yeah.
You said the seller a minute ago. I was
I
like,
No, that's why I was like, I was like, hold on, really? I didn't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Buyer. Buyer.
variables in here. I've been getting them all mixed up.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you too, is there a checklist that you use to make sure that you don't, miss something or skip over something?
Well, there's a lot of contingencies too. Like if there's a financial contingency, like an appraisal that doesn't come back appraised, like the buyer thinks that it should, they can back out of their contract legally. But that needs to be put into place.
Because I mean, honestly, not everybody has that extra $20,000 to just hand over.
So then we
Yeah,
start
I would
finding a new
imagine they
home
don't.
again.
Yeah,
Right.
so you got to
Yeah.
start all over again.
So
Which sometimes, the silver lining is it all happens for a reason, right? Like,
right, can you get a second appraisal? Like, because
Yeah.
I would think that, like, okay, the lending company is going to send the appraiser, and on one hand that makes sense, but on the other hand, I would think, well, they might be appraising this low, right? Is that am I
Like an
thinking
incentive.
this
Like
right?
there's an incentive to.
Not lend as much money?
Yeah. Like, so can the buyer?
Yeah,
consider an
like if the seller's like, okay, this buyer's lender appraised this house, but I think it's worth more than that. Can they say, well,
They can
I
do a
want
second appraisal.
Second appraisal.
yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of people getting second
Yeah.
appraisals.
And how would they do that? Through a different lender?
They're a different appraisal.
Well,
Company.
but
You've got one
an
appraisal that says that- yeah,
company?
yeah.
Oh, right.
Or you would hire somebody else, or they would hire
I mean,
somebody
yeah,
else.
but I'm not sure. I haven't ran into that, but I would assume we would have to ask a different appraisal company to go out.
But I have heard of
Yeah.
people getting two different appraisals if it didn't come back the way. And even the seller's like, no, my house should have appraised for this.
I would guess that happens
Yeah.
a lot, where the seller's like, my house is worth more than that,
Well, yeah, I'm sure it does happen a lot.
probably.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't run into it yet.
Yeah.
But I hear a lot of things that happen that people tell me because they've happened to them. So they're like, just be careful.
Yeah.
You don't celebrate with the buyer till you get till settlement and you guys are all done.
is the
Signing.
seller's asking price usually more than what it ends up being appraised for?
Depends on the market, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened to me when
You
I was.
don't want to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, you're less likely. But the appraisal doesn't. God, this is so confusing.
We go back to having musicians on.
Up in my mind, you know?
So you don't want to overprice your home for
Well,
that reason. You know what I
right.
mean? Because if somebody comes in or they put their house at $1 million and then somebody comes in and offers, say, like $899 for it, hopefully you get that appraisal back at $899. I mean, if it's more, then that's better, right?
At what
It's better.
stage does the appraisal come or happen?
Oh gosh.
I'm like, well,
Let's see. It's after when you the ratified contract gets to me, I've got all documents, and the initial disclosures go out. Then we'll send out for an appraisal.
So this is after a buyer makes an offer? Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
just like the title search.
Same with the inspection.
Right, what the fuck?
It's after you made an offer.
Well, you don't want to make all these like companies do all this work and there's not an offer on the table. There's not financing. You know what I mean? Like you can't just proactively like say do this, do that without anything.
I don't care about these companies.
it all
They need to
costs
do
money.
their job.
yeah.
I mean, but the inspection comes out of the buyer's pocket, so it's
Yeah.
like
So what happens?
we need to make sure that you're serious before we move forward.
Well, okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. But I guess if the appraisal, like somebody offers $899 and then the appraisal comes in and it's $800, the buyer can back out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have that financial contingency paperwork signed.
Oh,
Gonna think about all these things next time you buy a house.
God.
But so, in theory,
so
though, I could just pay an appraiser right now. I could, like, before I list my house, I could pay an appraisal company to appraise it, right?
Yeah.
You can find an independent
Does
appraiser.
that happen very often?
I
haven't been in it that long to.
Yeah.
And it
to
might
say
not
yes or no.
stand. It might you might still have to get your own appraisal as the lender, but like at least I would have some idea. Like,
Yeah.
okay, where
Yeah, actually, I had a guy sit at the bar a couple weeks ago at Bridges, and he was an appraiser, and he gave me his card. So I'm like, I guess if somebody did want a second appraisal opinion, they could just.
I wonder how much that costs. Do you guys know?
It's not cheap.
Well, probably not. Yeah.
I think it's about $500 to $700.
Yeah.
Oh, $500 to $700.
Yeah, and then you got to do the home inspection too, which depending on what things are ordered on the home inspection, the buyer pays for that as well.
Than that. If I was selling my house, I think that would be the first thing I would do.
Yeah, it's like when you sell a car, right? You can sell a car uninspected, or you could sell it inspected and get more money for it.
Well,
or have some-
inspection and appraisal are two different things.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you're, yeah, I guess it's really.
I would want
Yeah, they
to
are
know,
different.
like, if I'm selling a car, the very first thing I'm going to do is like look at Kelley Blue Book or go to CarMax and get an offer.
Right, make sure it passes Maryland State inspection.
Well, I wouldn't care about the inspection. I let the buyer do that part. But like having an idea of how much it's
Right.
literally worth.
Yeah.
I mean, and now
Well,
a
that's
lot
what
of people,
realtors do. Sorry, Matt, I didn't mean to cut
okay.
you off. That's what realtors do with the comparative market analysis.
Well,
That's the
yeah.
same kind of.
Right.
So you're wanting to have a realtor list your home for a reasonable price, but also you're trying to make money too. So you want to make sure you're coming in somewhere.
yeah, you want the
there's
buyer to have the seller to have the best with the net tangible benefit.
I wonder
the
how
appraisal
often.
and the thing that you guys do.
The comparative market
Yeah,
analysis.
do those usually
That's what I
line
was
up
going to
pretty?
ask. Yeah.
On the deals that I've done, yes, they have. Yeah.
They're pretty comparable.
They're pretty comparable, yeah. Both of my ones that I've had recently, the appraisals have come in right on the money or right above.
Okay,
So it's been golden.
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Lots of different
So,
variables.
how do you feel like you've grown as a realtor?
Oh, well, let's say from moving from one company to Long and Foster, a lot, because I moved over to Long and Foster in August, and I've been to the settlement table twice now, and my buyers have been very happy. And prior to that, 0, because I had no support. Yeah.
Can you work as an independent realtor?
No.
You have to work for.
You have to work under. I mean, you could have your own brokerage, but that's a different license. It's more
Right.
testing. You could be an associate broker as well, but you have to hold your license has to be held under a managing broker. So if they're a broker, you can hang your license with them, and typically you go interview with them and you discuss your splits and you discuss a lot of things. You want to go with the one that's going to offer you the most hands-on, training, people that are there for you, people that are going to want to see you succeed and help you in the industry.
Is there an interview process for that? Will they take any can they say no, we don't want you here?
So I met with Tom twice, and the first time I met with him, it was over an hour and a half, 2 hours long. And then at the end of the meeting, him and I, just said, he said, I'll let you know. And this was back in August. Well, he reached out to me and said he wanted me to come on. And I said, I decided to go with this other brokerage. Well, then 9 months later, I said, hey, Tom, could we have a conversation? And he was like, absolutely. So I went in and had a conversation with him for about an hour again. He goes, well, I would still like you to come here like I did in August when we spoke. So,
Okay. So, because I would think from their perspective, the more agents they have, I could see it both ways, but it's kind of it's no skin off their back if you don't sell anything, right?
well, you have your license under their name, ethics,
You can use their
integrity,
marketing
character,
tools.
all of that comes.
It's like having a car salesman that doesn't sell any cars.
Right.
You want people to sell.
Yeah, I mean, and the type of people that you're having work for you, you want to make sure that they're honest, they're true to what they're saying, and like I said, their character and their integrity. I mean, it goes a long way. You don't just want any Joe Schmo coming in and working under you.
Is there a number of agents that they can't have? Is there a limit to the number of agents they can have? I don't know. Okay.
But we have offices throughout the United States. So, if I'm on vacation and I wanted to go into a Long and Foster office to work because I needed to button up some stuff for a deal that I have to seal up when I get home, I can go into any of those offices
Here's
and
another
work out of
question
them.
that
Yeah,
just made
which
me
is
think
really
of.
cool.
What if I are you licensed in a state or so if I wanted to buy a house in Delaware, you'd have to be licensed in Delaware as well.
Yep, and I'm working on that. So when you have a house in Delaware, hypothetically, yep.
Yeah.
You can't move to Delaware, Mike. How are we going to do the shift?
I'm just it's all hypothetical, Joe.
I'm just making sure.
But yeah, you have to be licensed in each state.
Okay. Are a lot of the agents multi-states? Yes, or?
Well, I mean, yes and no, but you really want to know the area that you're selling or helping buyers in. You don't.
Yeah.
If there was somebody in Frederick, Maryland that wanted me to help them, I probably would refer them to somebody that knows that area.
Yeah.
Now, the buyer that I'm working with that we met in July, his focus was and I grew up in Anne Arundel County, so I know that like the back of my hand. So we were going to be there, but his shift has kind of moved a little bit to the Locust Point area. So I've been doing some research in that area and really looking for some homes, and he wants, certain things, and you just filter down on those and you find them for them.
Is it the same for you? You can only do loans in one state?
I can do loans in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Florida.
Is that with one license, or did you have to get multiple?
Multiples.
Okay. Mo's been doing more work than you, I think.
Well, she also works for a broker that.
Yeah. My
As
broker,
in the-
I can do loans, and I think we have 40 40
You took all the tests for all those states? Oh, wow.
Well, yeah. I'm working on Florida right now, but it won't take too long. It's like, a couple hour course and then a test.
Nice.
The test is the hard part. But yeah, so my home office is in New Orleans. My office is here in Stevensville. So the owner of my company, he's licensed in quite a few states all across the United States.
Oh, so you're like under his license, kind of. Oh, you still have to pass the tests. but,
Yes,
like,
I still have. I have to be licensed in those states
Okay.
to do them, but so does he. So if he's licensed in them, I can get licensed, and then I can produce loans. In those.
Okay, so you couldn't go get a license that he doesn't have.
Right.
Okay.
Like I couldn't go get a license in Alaska because we're not licensed in Alaska.
Okay.
You guys do Delaware yet? Or
Yeah.
Do you guys know that the government pays you to live in Alaska
I heard that.
if you live there?
I'm sure they do because it's dark all the time.
And you can whale watch
time.
all the time.
I lived in Alaska.
Whale watch all the time.
Yeah.
You did? Did you get paid?
No.
No.
They just started that? You missed out?
No, they had it when I was there. I just wasn't a resident. I
okay.
lived there for 6 months, 1 year. No, 3 months, 1 year, and 6 months for the next year. But I knew about it because the guy that I was working for there, he got a check every year. Yeah.
Nice.
But no, it's in the wintertime. It's, it depends on where you are, but I was in Juneau, which is the capital. But I was there in the summertime, and
Do you know the capital of Alaska?
did I say it like that?
No, the
He was making a dad joke.
yeah.
I don't
The
get.
question, do you know? Never mind. I thought everyone had heard that before.
I haven't heard that one.
Now you have.
But no, when I was there, it was light for like 20 hours a day.
Wow.
The sun would go down for like 3 hours. It was crazy. But then in the wintertime, it's the opposite. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, do you guys have any? This is not really real estate related, but do you have any like routines or things that you do every day that you, if you don't do them, you feel like off?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
I'm a runner.
runner? Okay.
And I haven't run in like a week or so I feel very off.
Feel kind of janky.
Yeah. And I try to hit the gym. I go to Club One at least 3 times a week, but
And they're open 24 hours.
no, I wish
No?
they were.
Yeah, dude, that would work good for you probably.
Yeah, because I've got all the multiple things going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, just, taking care of the dogs, walking the dogs,
Okay. How about you?
and the kid.
I used to religiously go to the gym, and I haven't been to the gym probably in about 7 months, maybe longer. But that was my thing in
Yeah.
the morning. Life happens, things change.
Well, you take what's that, row or whatever, the
Row?
powder stuff you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, row
Glycogen
nutrition.
or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I don't take my vitamins, I feel a little off. But I mean, I have 2 dogs. I get up every morning, feed them. We
Walk them.
Walk them.
Our dogs are siblings.
Yeah.
Siblings?
that's
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What kind of dogs are they?
English labs.
Oh, nice.
I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up.
They're labs from England.
We can show you
amongst
lots of
yourselves.
pictures.
But yeah, no, I feel like, I got to get back into a routine, but things
Yeah.
have been kind of wonky, holidays, all the things. So
My routine is I'm up at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning.
yeah, she's
Really?
psycho.
She's like,
That's crazy.
She'll be texting me at 6. I'm like, what?
I'll
in
meal
the
prep.
hell?
I'll do all kinds of things.
That's awesome.
I get to my computer because, with all the things that I do, I got to get a very early start.
Yeah.
So, and then I got to get the teenager up, which he needs to start waking himself up because college he'll be at next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big shift.
Yes, it is a huge shift, and Mama's going to miss him for sure. He's going to
Yeah.
West Virginia.
I bet.
Yeah.
Do you have kids, Mo?
no.
No. Okay. I didn't think so, but I wasn't.
Nieces, nephews.
And if you want to buy a car, my son
Aunt
sells
Mo.
cars. So
Buy a car?
we were talking about dealerships,
Aunt Mo.
cars,
Yeah.
working with 2 people. My oldest one.
So I can work with a realtor and a car salesman
Yeah,
at the same time.
yeah.
That's
So I got
okay.
that covered for you.
Okay,
If
cool.
you want to buy a car or a house.
All right, I'll keep
Wait,
that
you're
in
selling
mind.
cars too?
No, I don't. No, my oldest son, that's 25. He sells cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So our last few guests have performed a song. So what song are you guys gonna do? A duet?
Mo can start it out.
I'm good.
No, we've been doing pretty good. We've had some business owners, we've had some musicians, now we've got some realtors. We did have another guy that was he had been a realtor.
Yeah.
Jeremy. Yeah. He told us a little bit about the real estate stuff, but you guys went into much more in depth with it.
And I'll be much more dangerous next year. I'll know more.
Okay.
It seems like a realtor like is a kind of
Seems like you guys know a lot about it already.
Yeah,
Sorry.
absolutely. That's like
Well,
a
thank
good.
you.
It's very much like running your own business. I mean. 'cause
Oh yeah.
It is, but there's the discipline aspect too. It's like what we were saying earlier, like the networking, in just the Chesapeake Women's Network. We love going to those things, but it's also like, you got to find other things to get involved in. You got to be out there, literally telling everybody what you do.
Yeah.
I would imagine that working at a restaurant is probably a great thing to pair with being a realtor.
Oh yeah. And I'm
Meeting
like, here's my
people,
card.
talking
Here's
to
my
them all the
card.
time.
For sure. Yeah. So, and some people have their people that they've been using for years, and that's fine too. It's like,
Yeah, that's a question that I have too. Is like, do you have any sort of if I'll just be honest, right? Like if I'm gonna buy or sell a house, like I feel like I'd want to go with someone that's got 30 years of experience. Like, what would you say to me to talk me out of that?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
So what I'd say to you is that, amongst all the folks and my managing broker, they have 30 plus years of experience and they're standing right behind me the entire way. That's what they do.
That's good.
And I have no problem leaning on them because I am dealing with the biggest purchase that most people are ever going to make in their life.
right.
And I'm super focused in. I just closed my second deal. The buyer was like, "This is your what? Second deal? Really?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "I would have never known." And the title company was a friend of his, and she was like, "I had no idea you were a newer agent."
It definitely helps. And like what she was saying earlier, our paths to this whole situation kind of aligned. It's literally step by step is kind of crazy. Just with how she was with a different brokerage, I was with a different brokerage. And now when you are sitting down at the table and you're like, people are asking questions and you're like, okay, but all I have to do is call my owner, my brokerage. And I'm like, hey, I need your help. And he's like, cool. Things that I've learned from him just in a short amount of, I don't even remember when I guess August is when I started working there. And, I've closed 4 deals. So it's like,
Support matters for sure.
Support matters. The mentorship matters. Just getting on a phone call every day and just even shooting the shit and just being like, hey, what's going on? And be like, oh, you know what? I had this question the other day. I forgot to ask you. And then it's like you're getting training there when you don't even know it. So
And everybody starts somewhere, I say.
everybody starts somewhere.
Everybody starts somewhere.
And yeah, how would you feel somebody's like, oh, that was your first gig?
Yeah, I would think it would be like a lot of selling yourself in a sense.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
And that's where the relationship building comes in.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell people all the time. It's like if you can carry on a conversation, if you can be a people person, and if you can honestly make people feel comfortable and not even have a friendship, but just have a little bit of a relationship with them, care about their family, care about what's going on in their lives, they're going to come back to you.
Do people ask you how long have you done this?
If they ask, I will tell them.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But, does that?
I haven't had that question asked.
I had that with a real estate agent, one deal, and she when she found out, she became quite the bully. But
Yeah.
we put an end to it, obviously. But I just don't know why people have to act like that. And like she said, everybody starts somewhere. Sometimes patience is a blessing, but. You're always going to have those people. It's just like in school and any other work life. There's always somebody that's going to one-up you or make you feel like you're this big. So,
if I just went to the Long and Foster office and I said I want to buy or sell a house, how do they decide who I would go with?
So whoever's at the front desk that day that's doing desk duty, any leads that come in,
Okay, so it's an agent at the desk. Mm-hmm. Okay.
typically will be the agent that will give you their card, will guide you down that road. Obviously, if you feel that you want to work with them, you know what I mean.
Can you pick
You can pick anybody you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can pick anybody you want.
no ethical thing there.
You can say, "Is Jeri Lynn here?"
Right.
I'm coming in to see Jeri Lynn, or
Can Jeri Lynn say I can't take on another thing right now? Can you say I don't want?
I don't know why I would say that. If I was right now I have 4 buyers in the works that will go to settlement early 2026. Mm-hmm. So, and then juggling all the other things that I do, but
you could.
I could,
you're
yeah.
not legally
so
obligated.
you say there was a new agent in the office that, that's how I got my first deal, was from a tenured agent that said, Jeri Lynn,
Right.
she was the listing agent. And she said, they don't have a buyer's agent. You want to reach out to them. I gave them your information. They reached out to me, and I helped them through the whole process. So she didn't have to do that. Most people won't do that, but she was an angel sent from heaven, and I thank God every day for her. So that's, the confidence that people will put into you if they see something in you.
And those people originally went with Rocket Retail
Yeah.
and couldn't get their
The bridge loan. It was a contingency.
Yeah, the contingency. They wanted to do a non-contingency loan, and they couldn't get it, and my company took over and made it happen.
And what that means is that they were selling a house, so their home sale of their house was contingent on buying this other house.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
always wonder about that too. Like, there's like how does that work? You say like, if I don't sell my house within this amount of days.
So you have to have it on the market, and you typically want to have it under contract within a certain amount of days. And sometimes there'll be a 72 kick-out clause in the contract, meaning that if in 14 days you don't have an offer on your house that you're selling, that the offer that you have in on this other house is now open for other people to put offers in on, because you may not be able to come to the table if you can't sell your home.
Right.
So it's, So Mo's company was able, and Mo was able to get this buyer a non-contingent loan. So they were able to buy the house here on Ken Island. They were moving from Florida.
Oh, okay. So they didn't want a contingency on it
If they wanted this house, they had to get rid of that contingency.
because the seller of the house was not interested.
And our 72-hour kick-out had kicked in. So that meant that it was open for other offers to be looked at, accepted. Well, let me back up. If another offer that came in may have been better than theirs, then within 72 hours from that one offer, my buyer had 72 hours to figure out a loan that was non-contingent.
Man,
That's stressful.
yeah,
Yeah. Mo made it happen.
that sounds stressful.
And they were getting a little uneasy at it because they needed to move here from Florida. And they just, I believe, got their house under contract in Florida, and they've been here since October. So that they would have lost the house.
So you could, as a seller, you could get, say, an offer that's like high but has a contingency, or a little lower that doesn't, and maybe you go with the lower one because you don't want to deal with the contingency aspect of it, or you
You could, because you want to sell your house.
yeah.
But it just depends on the owner and the seller, what their stipulations are and their timelines are.
Yeah, okay.
If somebody wants to unload and they've got to sell their house right away, then they're probably going to go in with the other offer that does not have a contingency attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we already covered this, but they're taking offers from potentially multiple different agents from different companies, right? And and you have no knowledge of what those offers are.
Unless you ask, you can say there are other offers being presented at this time. You got to kind of, you got to ask the
Tiptoe.
questions. Yeah, you got to ask the questions, and you got to tiptoe lightly on it. And again, sharpen your pencil, is the best piece of advice. If somebody really wants that house, if your buyer really wants it, then the listing agent's going to be like, you might want to tighten your offer up a little bit. You might want to sharpen your pencil. We do have some other offers in. They can't tell you what they're for, though.
Yeah, okay. All right. Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a stressful process.
Sounds like it.
It can be, but when you have the right people guiding you, it should
That's
be a
right.
smooth transaction.
That's right.
Yeah. That's why
You know?
we should all turn to you when we're ready to buy a home.
That's right.
That's right.
So where can, obviously Long and Foster, is there any, you don't have like a personal website, do you?
I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
Cool.
We have a Rev website that I can send to you guys. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about our 20 viewers that are going to watch the show?
It's Jeri Lynn at longandfoster.com.
Okay. All right. And Mo, is everything coming through Jeri Lynn, or can people, they can just come to you?
Yes.
And how will they find you?
Instagram, Facebook.
Okay.
I don't have a website.
You do. My community mortgage, and she is on there.
Yeah, but it's just the application process.
No, it says lenders or
does?
loan officers.
Okay,
Yeah,
edit
you got
that out.
you got a whole picture on there.
Okay.
You have a whole picture and a bio on there.
Oh,
I got you. So if somebody wants to get connected directly with you, it would be through Instagram or Facebook.
well, I mean,
or
yeah,
through Jeri Lynn.
yeah. I
And
mean,
she's got other
generally,
realtors too.
I have
that she
other
works with.
realtors. And then, yeah, I have business cards with like a QR code on the back and it brings you right to my website.
Okay.
The website she doesn't have.
Yeah, that was it.
You do have a website.
Funny. The marketing girl must have made it for me and I didn't know.
Been there forever. I sent it over to the first people
That
that you
is
worked with because they
hilarious.
wanted to know the name of the company, and I'm like, I clicked on you, and it went right to you in there.
So funny.
And what you probably said it, but what's the name of the company?
My Community Mortgage,
Okay. I gotcha.
With no
Based in New
website.
Orleans.
based in New Orleans.
With no website.
My office is here in Stevensville.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Well, ladies, thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
show.
you.
Thank you guys.
Guys.
Filling my
It's been
brain
fun.
with all this complicated information.
Yeah.
Thank you
Now
guys
have
for
to
having
process
us.
us.
Yeah.
Now you guys have your first woman on the
There
show.
you go.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yay.
We can show Remy.
Thank you so much.
Very
you.
detailed.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
All right, we wave to the cameras.
Yay.